just after Tuesday's game seems so completely different?
Yeah, it was just one of those nights. I mean, not a bad start. We just lacked really any grit in the final in their zone all night in the offensive zone, and we didn't sustain pressure. We didn't really win battles down there to keep pucks alive. So, you know what? We get a chance on Saturday to play a good team again and win the road trip, and that's our main focus right now.
When you have a goaltender who's struggling, what can the skaters do to help?
Well, you can clear out the front of the net. You can keep them to the outside. We didn't do that a whole lot. It's a tough challenge with the way they play and how dynamic they are, how fast they play in transition. So, like I said, we minimized it in the first part of the game, but they woke up. We didn't have an answer for it, and I think an answer to your question is probably just playing in the offensive zone, making it hard on the other team.
When Bergie scored that power play goal, did you feel like you guys got some energy back or something? I mean,
yeah, we did. And then what happened? They scored,
2 goals, like right.
Yeah, and it kind of killed us, and we didn't have an answer. We didn't have an answer all night. That was good hope there with Bergie scoring, but giving up 2 right after was tough.
Talk about wanting to finish this road trip on a high note. What needs to happen on Saturday for you guys to accomplish that?
Well, we have to bring emotion. We have to bring something more than we did tonight. I've talked about it a lot this year, and we're really good when we have it. We had it in Tampa. I keep saying it, but it's hard to have it for an 82-game season with travel, playing a lot. We have to bring something more, and DP's playing us 1,000th game. It's an early game. We're going home after. We've had a good trip to date. We need to cap it off, and I expect there to be more motion.
Dylan, as captain, when a teammate is struggling, is there anything as a captain you try and do, or like you just?
Well, it depends, I guess, who it is, right? I think just making them feel normal, making them joking around, making sure their head doesn't get down, and I think it's not just on me. It's a team in here, and we all really try to pick each other up, and I think that's a really good sign in here, and something I've been very impressed with.
Thanks, Larkin.
Derek, what did you see tonight?
Yeah, we didn't give ourselves much of a chance. Turnovers, lost battles at blue lines. A team that's prided themselves in us and not giving up any space. We had poor gaps. We retreated. Really disappointing. A really easy night for Florida. Be interested to see how our guys respond from this.
You obviously can't just ride Uso every game, but what do you do when it's a goaltender who's struggling to the
play better in front of them. We didn't give him any chance at all. If we played our game, literally, I mean, even the 2 losses from Vegas to Toronto, even the Buffalo overtime loss, and we play the way we're capable of, we'll give ourselves a chance. We didn't give ourselves a chance at all tonight.
What did you think of that? I mean, I know if I have to look at the video again, but did you think he kind of came back a little bit tonight, or just didn't have much of a chance at all?
Yeah, no, not much of a chance. Actually had a really good first period, and then a breakaway obviously beats them. And then it kind of fell apart in second. So it's tough to evaluate because that's, I'd have to look at the goals. Obviously a lot of volume, made a lot of good saves. Again, it just, our team game wasn't good enough.
Did you feel like you caught? I mean, when you got to 3-1 when Birdie got the power play, did that give you guys a little bit of a spark?
You hope, and we did get a little bit of a spark. Obviously, Perron hit the post the very next shift, but we would have been, fooling ourselves. Even at 3-2, we weren't doing enough of the right things. So, yeah, not really.
What's the balance you find with the goaltender? I mean, it's the hardest position to work yourself out of a slump because there's no hiding.
There is no hiding. He has worked himself out of it. He had a really good practice yesterday. He looked sharp at times tonight. And again, he's in a tough situation where he's not getting action in between games. And then obviously you might get some of these assignments where our third game of the road trip, where we are with our travel, and where we're not at our best 5-on-5, and certainly that was the case tonight. So yeah, I understand the number of Neto questions, but Neto was not an issue tonight. It was our team play.
It is kind of difficult. He has caught some of the bad games.
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah, that kind of makes it tough.
Of course it does. Of course it does. Especially when you don't get in rhythm of playing. So probably the reality of it sometimes. But yeah, for sure he has.
Larkin talked about the importance of coming out strong with emotion. Is that easier said than done over the course of an 82-game season?
Potentially, I guess. Challenges how we turn around from this game. Unbelievable opportunity. We're 2-1 on the road trip. Obviously, we played poorly tonight. We'll see how the guys respond with an opportunity to play well on Saturday.
There's a little bit of a difference between a 3-1 and 2-2 trip.
Of course, absolutely it is. No, especially we knew this was going to be a hard road trip. We've put ourselves in a good position by winning the 2 games on the front end. Now it's how we respond after not really giving ourselves much of a chance tonight.
Hellberg, is he gonna? Any plans there with him? Hellberg.
No, we haven't talked about that. We'll just, and Billy will play on Saturday. That's not even on our radar.
He's a burger, and I mean, he seems every game to make himself noticed. Most
he
of the
does.
Good stuff, draws a penalty, scores
draws
a goal.
A penalty, makes plays, a little poise. That first goal against, I kind of maybe reflected our 5-on-5 game tonight. It's a 50-50 puck in the neutral zone. Instead of getting his nose over it, he leans back on it. We get a bad change. Not a great first period, but certainly had a really good opportunity to get out of that 0-0. So those are little plays we'd like to learn from.
Just one more for me. David Perron, Southland's game.
It's very well. He's brought a lot to our group in such a short period of time, but even the big picture of him getting to that point and the way he keeps competing and playing with such passion. Twofold. Really would expect our group to bounce back from this. And when you have a moment like that in your room, because they're so rare in this league, I certainly would expect our guys to pick up their game also.